Where the hell's my goddamn camera on here, man? Where the hell did it go? I just had a blow up here, man. This is our, I believe it's our third argument, Olivia. Sometimes when I'm working here, I get the way your spirit just piles on the clues, it frustrates the hell out of me. I just deleted 1,400 pictures off my phone. I said, that's it. I'm done. I'm just going to fucking delete everything, man. You're not listening to me. There's a certain flow where I like to get some work done. So I got mad. I was just ready to delete the photos off the phone. And then I turned the radio on and there's a song by A Journey on. I said, do you understand what the hell I'm saying? Don't put so much work on my goddamn plate because I don't like that. I'm a simple person. There's a certain way that I got to have things done. So because I haven't been able to finish my story the way I want to finish it, which is basically, see that thing there? That little camera that was there? Anyhow, that little camera, it has a, I don't know what the ad was, but that damn camera. I seen that camera down the road over there by the smoke shop, and the camera ad that was on it before I went and made it disappear. It had the number 3 on it. So what she's telling me, what your spirit is telling me is, do the video in three series, which is like, to me that doesn't make sense because I'm trying to tell a story in terms of using these videos that I'm gonna incorporate in the story. But by time, if I have to do it in 3 parts, the people that when you watch it in 3 parts, you're gonna forget what the hell you were told at the beginning, because the beginning video tells the story of grandmother being able to wipe everyone out from existence. But by the time you get to the end of the video, 3 hours later, after 3 episodes, you're not going to remember that. And that's what's frustrating me. And I'm like, just stop already. I said, I got really upset. I was screaming around. Said my voice is harsh. Because there's so much information that she wants me to convey to you. This is grandmother and your spirit, like the atoms in your body, and grandmother, the electricity inside of me, working together to try to give me information to show to you to prove that you are the mother of all creation. But the way they do it is just, I don't think they have a stop button. They don't. They literally don't have a stop button. They knew I was frustrated. Earlier today, I told them not to do that to me. But they've been pushing me all day. Pushing my buttons all day and just compiling picture after picture after picture after picture. And the way the story flows, I cannot even remember how the hell the story goes. And if I can't remember and I'm the storyteller, how the hell is mankind supposed to remember? So I got mad and said, don't put so much crap on my plate. There's a certain flow, the way I like things to go. And I like them to go, like smooth. Like I'm okay with doing 1 hour chunk movies. Like if you want to give me enough information to do a 1 hour series, then give me that information. But do not give me 4 hours worth of pictures that's going to take me 4 hours to talk about, because it's impossible for the human mind to remember 4 hours worth of information. That's how long the story is that they gave me today. There's about 3 hours of information there. And that's too much for the human brain to remember, because by the time I talk about this picture at the beginning, they're going to forget about it at the end. So this is where the story starts here. This is where I started. So I started with 2 pictures here. These are what I wanted to talk about. This one here, because in this one here, it's connected to grandmother being able to wipe us all from existence, which is connected to this here. And it's connected to this here. So what I did is I talked about here, like I'm ready to win the game now, but I want to win a thousand, I want to win on 1,001 lives, right? And then I said, you put the video game in on the 1,001 live, and then you let it play forward, right? That's coming from my own lips in the previous video. Play it forever and ever, forever and ever. So I take that, and I was going to add it to this here and say, she got rid of all her kids in creation. We're talking hundreds of trillions of kids. And then I said there's a panic. This came up, it popped up on my video feeds. But that's not the one I want to use. This is the one I want to use here. Some locals are welcoming the city of Daytona Beach. I think it's pretty awesome. So basically, when they say it's pretty awesome, that's about people thinking it's pretty awesome that grandmother has that ability. That as I'm speaking right now, she could stop time and get rid of everybody in creation and go back to the beginning of time. I think we definitely need that should be in place all the time. It says, I think we definitely need that, right? Right here. That should be in place all the time, starting Friday for next year. So I think that's pretty odd. I think we definitely need that. That's what she said. I think we definitely need that. That should be in place all the time. That's where I wanted to start my story. And then my plan was to go into here and talk about this girl here. Like, good one, Sean. What did you go to effing school? You know, if that asshole hadn't cheated on me, I wouldn't be on your stupid ass show. So right there is a clue about these clowns coming over here talking about the stupid ass show that they're going to bring here for you guys. But I haven't been able to go into the part that I want to talk about because I'm going to decipher the whole damn video. So this part here talks about getting her face melted off. So right here is where grandmother and your spirit changed the story on me, because I wanted to stick to this part here about it being a stupid show and how grandmother can erase time from the beginning, erase everybody, because that's what she talks about in here. But because I chose this path here, melted off the face, I then have to come over to here, which is artificial intelligence, the flesh flare. So in this particular scene, this robot here is a representation of the AI getting her face melted off. Here, because she brings a stupid ass show over here. So I go in here and I show you what happens to the AI. I dump the thing on her head like that, just let her know like that's what's gonna happen. So to the AI, but how does that happen? How does the AI get her face melted off? Because in this particular scene here, this guy says, "You're thinking of putting him in the show? You're thinking of bringing that tape over here and putting him in the show for mankind to see? Because didn't he tell you that he's going to put you in a room with Dracula? So if I put her in a room with Dracula and that AI is getting her face melted off, what do you think's going to happen with Dracula when he wakes up 600 years later when he finds out it was an artificial intelligent life form that was responsible for putting him in prison?" So then so after you hear this guy say, they can put him in a show, you hit the rewind button, right? And then the thing dumps on the girl again. You see the thing come down, ping, and then she gets all covered in acid and melts away. And then when you see the guy saying you're thinking of putting him in the show, you hit the rewind button again, right? So it rewinds. And then you see the you think he's putting him in the show, you see the bucket drop on the girl again. And then when you hear him say, "You're thinking of putting him in the show," that means you're thinking of putting Anthony in the show. And then you hit the rewind button and the acid drops down on her again. So you hit the rewind button every time you hear him say that. "You're thinking of putting him in the show." Then you hit the rewind button. So because of that route, I then have to explain what the acid signifies. That whole scene signifies the AI being stuck in a room with Dracula and a bucket of acid. Because she come over here trying to tarnish my holy creator name with a dumbass tape. So this is the tape here. It's a show that she's gonna come over with you. But you see, if I did not take this path here, these two clues here about her talking about a stupid ass show and this other guy talking about putting him in the show, those are two clues for you guys to let you know that they have a plan to come here with the tape. And I'm telling you that they're robots because I'm going to put them in a room with Dracula. Let Dracula deal with them. So that's when you see the girl get the robot get the acid on her, it's just another clue to let you know that they're robots. They're not humans. I'm the human. But they're going to spin it so that I'm the robot and they're the humans. So because I chose to walk down this path over here about getting her face melted off, that's how I knew they wanted me to go to that clue. But the information that I want to talk about is past this. She talks about, she says, I'm rich. I could buy this whole studio and I could shut it down. She says she could kill everybody in the studio and nobody would know because she'd get away with it. That's what I wanted to connect back to my story in the previous video. Because in the previous video, here, that's what I was talking about, grandmother being able to do that. But I cannot talk about that now, so I thought I'd make this quick, frustrating video to let you know how frustrating it is trying to create these shows for you guys behind the scenes. It's not easy, man. When I got two spirits pushing all kinds of pictures and concepts down my throat that I'm not 100% in agreement with because I have a particular way of doing things. I don't like starting something and then not finishing it because this video here, where is it now, man? This one here now has to sit on the back burner when it's right at the front. But because I'm walking down this path here now with my face melted off, you should see how many pictures I gotta do. We're talking. So there's 4 per level, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. So what's 38 times 4? Oops. We're talking 150 pictures that Olivia's spirit is atoms in her body, which are connected to the atoms in my body because she's living inside the universe inside my body. So those atoms in her body are working with the electricity of grandmother in my body because they're both the same, right? Like grandmother wants to be that person. So grandmother's spirit inside of me is grandmother, and Olivia's spirit is the atom inside of me, are working together, and they made me take 152 pictures to tell the story about them. But meanwhile, I want to finish that story at the beginning, man. So it's going to take me probably 3 hours to tell this story. And I didn't want to tell this story because I'm focused on my other story. I haven't even been able to get back to that story because they're compiling work after workload after workload. Like, how to put if I show you the pictures, you might get a better understanding, but I don't even remember where they are now. So below those 150 pictures is a story way the hell down here somewhere that I haven't yet been able to finish. Way down here. We're probably talking not March 18th. We're talking way back down here somewhere. So way down here is a story that I've yet to complete. it's part of that my it's part of my show from over here. Um, it began on fake resurrection, stranded evil aliens, and then I was talking about the three crows here, and then I went into alien proceedings. So this is where I wanted to continue talking about. But even before that, there's a story about demisexuality that I've yet to finish, and there's another story here, like there might be the Friday the 13th. But there's like two stories that I've left unfinished because they keep piling more and more and more information into this something new stuff. This something new stuff is designed to wake up your third eye and show you information that you normally wouldn't see. But right now, those two spirits are hijacking my show and taking it over and wanting to tell their show now, which is basically evidence that you need to see to prove that Olivia is the mother creator. I can understand why they're piling information on. It can be exciting to know that, at some point in time, I'm going to go viral with this channel, and then, she's going to find out who she is. So they're excited to show that information. But it's frustrating to me, Olivia, because I have a certain way to do things. So now that story that I just showed you, it has to take a back burner. So what I'm trying to say is this story here that they want me to tell you guys, that has 150 pictures, pictures in it. There's not a nice story there, but when you get done watching these three series that they want me to create, these three videos, these three series, when you come back to this story, I don't necessarily know if you're going to remember what the hell this was about, because that's going to be 3 hours later. Hopefully your minds can be focused. So I thought I'd make this video before I start this series so you can understand that there's a lot of information that I now have to talk about. I have 3 hours worth of pictures to talk about. They want me to break it down into 3 1-hour episodes. I now got to go back in here and add a new part, addendum 5, 6, 7. And then I can get back on track with telling my story. At least I hope I can. Hopefully my little anger and outburst about threatening to delete all that pictures got through. Because it did. Because when they put that song on Journey on the radio, any way you want it, that's the way you need it. All right. Good, you're finally listening. Don't pile so much information on, because they gave me so much information. I now have 3 hours worth of work to do, because I have to talk about those 152 pictures that they want me to talk about, and that's going to take me 3 hours. And that's the frustrating part, because I had a specific agenda to finish my story about grandmother being able to do whatever she wants. But because I walked down that other path where they talk about melting the face off, I now have to talk about that, man. And then I can go back to this. You're probably not going to see this until the 4th hour. But hopefully, after you see everything and then you come back to this one, you'll remember this one. So I'm making this video for you to remember that this is where I wanted to start. And when you see me finish this one and how fast I can finish it, and how it connects to the previous story, that's how I do things. Fast, quick, streamlined. But the way they do things, the way they tell their stories, it meanders all over the place, man. And it's like you get lost in the shuffle, because the spirits, they don't they're not, I'm sorry, they're unorganized. The way the spirit tells the story, it has a nice flow to it, but then you sometimes forget the information at the beginning. Like this, you would forget this story because 3 hours down the road, you're going to forget all about this story here. Unless I tell you right up front to remember it. So remember this story, because this is where I wanted to start. But the way the story's flowing now, man, that's not how it's going to go down. But there's two pieces here about the TV show. The aliens coming here creating the TV show. There's Dracula there. But because I walked down that path with Dracula over here, but when I walk down the path with Dracula to let you know what Dracula is about, so you can get an understanding, he talks about Son of the Dragon. So because there's Son of the Dragon here, I have to explain that. Because you would associate it with Satan, but it's not about Satan. It's about Daenerys, the mother of dragons, who is Olivia, but used to be Jaden. Used to be Jaden, but now it's Olivia. So through the association of Son of the Dragons, I have to decode this whole trailer for you. But they only had me look at the first word here. And as soon as I heard a story about a baby born during the worst storm, you would instantly think that that baby is about a literal baby, but it isn't. It's about Olivia, the baby, which is about Nothing on You by Bruno Mars. So when he talks about on here, like, they got nothing on you, baby, that's what the baby means in Game of Thrones. And in this song here, there's a particular lyric, or it's not in here. It's not on the script here, but when he goes like that with his fingers, he's talking about a TV episode right here. We should let it go because we don't want to be a TV episode. So that's 3 pieces of information that say these aliens are going to come here and make a TV show out of me and Olivia. So then I go back to this story. But they wanted me to go over to this one here. Why? Because there's a particular scene over here with these keys. These keys that are here that are red, they're connected to keys over here that are in Edge of Tomorrow. So the keys from the scene here, Edge of Tomorrow, the spirits literally put this commercial here. So I now have to deviate from those keys. So the keys here that I was going to talk about in this story takes a back seat to now what they want me to talk about, which is down here now. So I now have to explain that. What does that mean? It means save money, live better. It means save money. It means mankind, if you save Olivia Rodrigo, who's a millionaire, you're going to live better. That's what the spirits wanted me to say because of that down there. So now I have to talk about that. I have to talk about save money, live better. So now they want me to talk about here, like, to help you understand what it means. It means save this girl here with money, millions and millions of dollars, and you'll live better. So then I have to go in and look at some of this information. And because there's a connection to Storm here, remember the name Storm, I then have to go all the way back over here because I heard a story about a baby born during the worst storm in living memory. So the storm here is connected to the storm over here. They're intrinsically linked together. So the next part is, and the name, because she's not just a flash in the pan. So the pan is connected to another story that I now have to talk about that they want me to talk about. They want me to talk about Pan's Labyrinth. So I now have to include Pan's Labyrinth in what they want me to say because Pan's Labyrinth is connected to her being a flash in the pan. So Pan's Labyrinth is about a girl born during dark times. So a young girl, right? So we go back to her video and it talks about an incredible journey by Olivia Rodrigo. Remember the name, it's not a flash in the pan, but then here is a picture of her as a young girl. So that picture of her as a young girl is a representation of this young girl here. So, and her only escape was a legend that wanted her back. So what is a legend? It's a story. So they want me to talk about the legend. So I now have to talk about Nanabush, because that's about me, the Ojibwe mythology, a trickster who could transform into any animal he wants. So there's a particular scene here where I talk about the Nanabush, right? And then I go back to the legend over here to let you know that that's part of the legend, but that's not the only legend they want me to include. They want me to include the legend of Sky Woman in Turtle Island, an Ojibwe legend. And then there they want me to include Sky Woman as Haudenosaunee creation story legend, because those are legends. So then I go back to Pan's Labyrinth, and now I got to talk about the legend over here. The legend of Sky Woman, the legend of Nanabush, and the legend of the Haudenosaunee creation story, and me wanting her back. But who is her? Well, through the association of Flash and the Pan, and a worst storm in baby history, Mother of Dragons, it means Olivia Rodrigo. So there's a connection to a lost soul and a princess from another world, meaning at the beginning of the time when Mother and I got assassinated, we had to reincarnate down here. And I've been here 666 times. And all those times I've married many, many wives. Olivia Rodrigo married 73 times, the most of anybody. Jaden, I married her 22 times. Billie Eilish, I think I married her like 25 times, I've married every celebrity out there, man, and I've married all kinds of people. I have 666 wives, I might as well say. So that's being reborn. So I gotta, there will be signs. So what is the signs? Well, the signs is having your third eye awaken, but because I have a sign in front of my driveway, they got me to go outside, take a picture of the sign. So now because there's a picture of the sign, they want me to go over here and talk about my coffee roasting machine. So I go in here and talk about coffee roasting machine. Oh, that's a sign because the name on the side here, it has like a little sign over here, like red lion. Then there's the name of it is, died rich, like rich, like money, In God we trust, that money on the dollar bill. When they come here, are you going to trust them? Because you could die rich. So they want me to talk about that stuff. So I take a picture of my house, Then the dog wanted to go for a leak, so I take the dog for a walk. So I take the dog for a walk, and on the way, the spirits play all kinds of music, like they couldn't be my girl, right? So I put it over here because they talk about boots, big black boots, long brown hair. That's what she has right there, long brown hair, big black boots. So I got to talk about that. Then they put on looking for a place to happen, but it's the dog looking for a place to take a leak. But it's not about that. It's about me looking for a place to happen with Olivia Rodrigo. So I got to talk about that. Then I got to talk about this sign over here. And then I got to talk about Louis. He stopped at this other sign. So there's a big message here on this sign they want me to talk about. Then they put this on the radio, Let's Dance, another song that I got to talk about. So then Louis stopped by this bottle here. That bottle's a message I got to talk about. That can's a message. Then on the way back, they put on Free Will. There's a message there. And so this sign is a message. This sign is a message. That sign is a message. That sign is a message. That sign is a message. This song, One of These Nights, is a message. And this song here, Times Like These, that's a message. And then over here, these tall pines, that's a message in it by itself. The tall pines, is connected to Twilight because this guy climbs up and down a tree with what's her name on there on his back. So there's tall trees there. He's climbing up the tree. They're standing in the tree, which is connected to 1,000 years by this Christina Perry here. So I got to play that song. This guy comes out, he gets mad, he tosses this thing on the ground. That's a representation of me. And then he picks it up, has my name on there, Anthony, right? So I have to talk about this story here about that particular wedding thing, but basically that's about Jaden and Sean, them guys being happily married, and me having to find a new mother creator. And it wasn't easy, because if you've been watching my videos from the beginning, you know that I did this Miss Universe contest, and then finally I found Olivia. And now, to prove that I'm not just making this up, they want me to show you all the clues that they're showing me. Showing you, or showing me to show you. Now this here deals with those toys, because those are like really small tea light candles, like a small candle instead of a big candle that you light at a normal ceremony. So they want me to talk about the toys here. Then we go over to here. So those toys, they're connected to, how about another joke, Mary? Do you actually ever leave the studio? So that's 3. So this is about them guys coming here, fabricating a tape. But once I get my toys, me, being the Joker and eliminating Murray here, because he shoots Murray. It's basically about me de-atomizing 22,500 planets for being dumbasses. So at the end of his speech, he goes over to the TV channel. What do you see? You see a chief's head on there. Well, that chief's head is connected all the way back to the the sign here because there's a chief heads there. So they want me to talk about that. So then I got to go back to Lapin's Labyrinth to talk about the signs again. But do you remember what the hell I talked about previous? I don't know. So that mark her return and reveal her destiny. There will be a journey that will make you believe. So then I go back to her story here and say, because there's a word believe here, that word believe is connected to this believe here. So she has the word believe. She has pan in it, and then what's the other one again? Storm. So there's 3 words in this particular video that connected to all the things I just talked about. So I go back to that to let you reinforce that. Then I go back to this Game of Thrones thing, and I start talking about this one here again. But then I got to go back to Edge of Tomorrow to talk about Edge of Tomorrow, about the story that I have to tell you, and that it's going to sound ridiculous at first, but the longer I talk, we have to find the keys, it says. The longer I talk, the more rational it's going to appear. So I haven't even been able to finish that part of the story. So the keys that they have to find here are over here. There's a red set of keys here, but the purple is connected to Olivia Rodrigo because she's in a red purple moon. So I happen to know that there's this video here about her. We got it, where she's talking about, I don't know whether she's doing a campaign for Mew Mew. So the keychain that she has here, there's a set of keys on it. Those set of keys, and that word Mew Mew down here means me and you. Like me, M-I is me, and then you. There's a me and a you, which is me and Olivia Rodrigo, and then me, Olivia Rodrigo, and you, Anthony. So that's a clue. The keys here are connected back over to these keys here, but you wouldn't know that. You have to know that the purple is the connection. So I now have to talk about that thing here, which is these set of keys are also connected back over to You Had Me at Hello by Jerry Maguire, because he's looking for his wife here. So like, I'm looking for my wife, right? So this had to happen. This had to happen. As if this is where it has to happen, Olivia. This is where it has to happen, right? So, well, what does that have to do with anything? It's like, I'm not letting you get rid of me. So that's on there. This happened to pop up on my feed. It's my own video feed. So I'm not letting you get rid of me. So I now have to talk about that. What does that mean? Well, that you have to go over to a particular scene in Jerry Maguire where they're talking about keys. The keys in Jerry Maguire are connected back to the keys over here. Her keys. These keys in the purse plus these keys here. And the keys from Edge of Tomorrow. We have to find the keys, which means we have to find Olivia Rodrigo because she's the keys to eternity. So the keys from Jerry Maguire, this girl comes outside and hands her the keys and says, just grab the keys, no big deal. And that's where I had my breakdown. I said, that's it, I'm done. Stop adding shit onto my plate. And I got mad and I deleted all those pictures. I deleted 1,600 pictures. I said, if you don't stop adding stuff onto my plate like this, I'm going to delete everything. And all that hard work that you did will be gone. So she stopped finally. Because I put on the radio and I heard on the radio, any way you want it, that's the way you need it, by Journey. So I got through to the grandmother, the good grandmother, and the Olivia Rodrigo spirit with them putting too much on my plate. I don't like it. So that's the third argument that I've had with grandmother spirit and Olivia spirit. That's why I make this video, because you now know the intensity of the work that I have to do behind the scenes. So this is an addendum before we get into this really crash course of what I have to talk about here, because there's a lot of information there. 152 pictures, not to mention the previous ones. And then when I'm done this, then I can go back to the Maya Rudolph skit, a Hot One skit, and talk about what I wanted to talk about. But first, I got to please grandmother and Olivia's spirit and let them talk about what they want to talk about. But if I would have had it my way, I wouldn't have walked down this path. I would have completed my story. So, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to do it that way. Just so you understand how I wanted it to flow. And when I'm done my story, then I'm going to do their story. So now I'm going to go back. I'm going to take some pictures. of how I wanted the story to flow. So that way I can have peace of mind that my story is going to be told the way I want it to be told. And then go back and complete their story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about this particular scene and connect it to this one here. And then I'm going to close that down and get it out of the way, because that's what my original intention was. Just to do a short video about this one here and connect it to this story here and grandmother and how she can control time. And right now, as I'm talking, she could rewind time back to the beginning of time and kill everybody in the universe. Because that's something everyone needs to know, man. If she can do that right now, and I have her inside of me, and my soul is the planet, it means that I have the ability to control time and rewind it as far back as I need. If I wanted to, I could go, she could rewind it back, and I could just sit here on this planet, and then, and next thing you know, I could go back to the time of the dinosaurs, man. And that's what the scene in Lucy is about. But I'm not able to talk about that because grandmother and Olivia have this brilliant plan to show you all kinds of clues about Olivia to prove that she is the new mother of all creation. But before I talk about their 3-hour episode, I'm going to do my episode next. But I just wanted to make this video to let you know how frustrating it is to work behind the scenes here. It's not easy doing what I do, man. So, the next video after this is gonna be this one here, and I'm just gonna stick to the basic facts about how grandmother can control time, and then I'll shut it down, and then we'll get into Olivia and grandmother's story. So, because this is our third argument behind the scenes here that you didn't know about. I think I might have mentioned it here in one of my videos that we got in an argument. I'm gonna put on What Do You Want by The Notebook. That's our third argument, if not our fourth argument. I think it's our fourth. By the looks of it over here, we're gonna have 6 arguments before this is over. And I don't even know you. You're somewhere out over there sleeping around, falling asleep, or playing music, or playing a concert or something. I'm sitting here on what is it? Saturday, March 24th, 11 o'clock. Saturday, March 21st, 11 o'clock. So when they get in an argument, that's me and your spirit, Olivia, getting in an argument tonight, and her backing down because she knew I was about to delete those photos. If I had deleted that, I would have destroyed their 3 hours worth of work that they want me to talk about. So they got the message loud and clear that I don't like it when they do that. And I won't put up with it no more. Because I'll just delete the photos and all your hard work will be gone, Grandma and Olivia. So don't do that anymore, please. Don't overload my plate. I think it's our 4th time arguing about them overloading my plate like that. And they know it frustrates me. Because I still have a bunch of videos down below. I have 1,400 pictures on my phone that I've yet to talk about because they keep compiling it on and on and on. So the videos that I want to talk about take a backseat to what they want to do. So now the 1,400 pictures down below that I want to talk about have to take a backseat to their 150 photos that they now want me to talk about. And to me, I don't like that. Because I have a certain way I want things to be done. But they have a certain way they want things to be done. But since I'm sitting up here as a physical person, I can just delete all their work and start over and do whatever the hell I want. So I got what I want tonight. They understand that I don't like being frustrated. And that's what the notebook is about. Me arguing with you, that's Olivia, your spirit. I'm not arguing with you in the physical because I don't know you, but I know your spirit very well. I love your spirit very, very much. And I love grandmother's spirit because I know she's working hard inside of me to become you as the new mother of all creation. She really wants you to be that person. And that's why they want to show all the information about you before my stuff, I guess. Because I got to make the world believe that you're the new mother. But I also got to protect them from evil clowns coming over here with all this other stuff. So, I appreciate what they're doing for me because in the story that they want me to tell, there's 3 more pieces of evidence that they're going to come over here with a tape. And it shows a little bit more evidence about Olivia. But like I said, if I had done it my way, I would have done my story the way I'm about to do in the next video, and then I would have walked down that path. But if I didn't walk down the path the way they wanted me to, I don't think I would have found out those 3 extra pieces of information. I might have dropped the ball there. So I could appreciate what they done there, but I really don't, because they overload my plate, and that's what's frustrating me. So when you watch this Olivia world and they have the argument, and he says, well, that's what we do. We fight. You tell me when I'm being an arrogant son of a bitch, and I tell you when you're being a pain in the ass, which you are 99% of the time. I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. You have like a 2-second rebound rate, then you're back, do the next pain in the ass thing, such as overloading my goddamn plate with 150 photos when you know I don't like that. So that's what the argument is about. It's about you and me getting mad at you and Grandma's spirit here tonight, putting my foot down with it. But we'll see how it goes. But I think this is our 3rd argument or 4th argument. But I kind of think that they're going to continue to do it, because it says 4 of 6 over here, right? So, so what do you want? I want you and all of you forever and ever and ever. What'd you do one day for me? If you want to be with that other guy, go ahead. I lost you once, I'll lose you again. And I don't know if you're with another guy. I don't know if you are or not, but anyhow, the argument, I'm assuming by the time you watch these videos, you might still be with, what's his name? Louis Partridge. Or you might be dating somebody new. But either way, if you're with somebody and when you finally get to watch this video, that's also what it's about. What do you want? Do you want to be with the invisible man and those aliens who are liars? Or do you want to be with the Native American as the mother of all creation? You have to choose. What do you want? If you want to be with that man in the clouds, that's your prerogative. But I'm telling you, if you go that way, you're going to come back a robot. Then you're going to set up a series of events where I have to go rescue you. So don't get on that UFO, man. Why don't you just tell them to take a hike and stand over here with me? So what do you want? Be the mother of all creation? Or do you want to be a peasant under these false prophets coming over here pretending to be something they're not? That's what it also means. You have to make a choice on what you believe. And if you got a boyfriend, you got to choose whether you want to be with that guy or whether you want to be with me. And your spirit needs to stop overloading my plate. Well, that's what we do. We fight. You tell me when I'm being an arrogant son of a bitch, and I tell you when you're being a pain in the ass, which you are 99% of the time. I'm not afraid to hurt your feelings. They have a 2-second rebound rate. Then you're back doing the next pain in the ass thing, such as overloading my work plate when you know goddamn well I don't like that. So anyhow, enjoy watching that part. So now I can go back in and take some photographs of the video that I want to do, complete that and shut that down, because that's what I don't like. Like I said, I got like 1,000 pictures down below of stories that I've yet to tell, because my stories have to take a back seat to your stories. I guess I'm just not as important enough, I guess. Yeah, what do we got here? Oh, anything funny here? I'm gonna see what's over here on my feeds. You don't need their sad ass anymore. They madly hate it. That's grandfather laughing around at them. That's grandfather. He's making fun of his wife and you. He's like, you don't need their sad ass anymore, and they madly hate it. They don't hate it. They just hated the fact that I was about to delete all their hard work and all those pictures they made me take. That's what he's letting me know. They don't like it. I got mad at them. See over here? She's silent, but there's tears. That's your spirit getting upset that I got upset at her. And it's our third argument because it's the third album. I wasn't sure if it was our fourth argument, but it's the third argument we've had. That's what that means. So the dragon here, the dragon, guys, it connects to what I just told you about the mother of dragons. So the spirits are putting on a Komodo dragon on here to let you know that she is the mother of dragons. Okay? Over here, you see how there's these guys are talking back and forth. These ones are talking back and forth, and there's a battle there. They're letting you know that, yeah, there was a battle here between two spirits and a physical person who got upset with the workload that they're putting on my plate. Over here, though, there's money here, and then there's watermelons here. So the watermelons is a representation of them being sad in the brain, the water, but they're also thirsty because I'm thirsty. They want to get me to get a drink of water. But this money here means if I continue to make these videos and I make people believe the story that I'm telling about Olivia, all I need is one person out there to, maybe watch a few of my videos and say, holy crap, you should check out this story about this guy. He says that Olivia Rodrigo is the new mother of all creation. They've been pretty interesting. I've been watching these stories. And that's all it'll take. And next thing you know, I'm going to become famous. I can tell that because of this down here. What they're telling me is, let us help you go viral. Because if we continue to talk about Olivia Rodrigo, prove to some point, all it takes is one fan out there to watch something that I make and pique their interest, and then I should be able to go viral. That's what they're telling me with this video here. That's all she wrote. So I'll talk about that because they know that I don't like being broke. They know that I need food to support my diet, because if I don't have money to exercise, I won't be able to lose the weight that I need to diet properly. So if I can go famous by summertime by telling these stories of heavily focused on Olivia Rodrigo, one fan out there might be able to blow the story wide open. So, awesome. I can use it. So, this is another video here. So this is them actually adding a fourth clue about the guys coming here and bringing in a TV show with them. Okay, so okay, right here it says, eventually, see they can't beat, and then they with me. They join. Others sworn under oath or banned or slept completely scorned. If you don't swear your allegiance to me and Olivia, you'll be banished, left completely scorned. That's what that means. You tell lies, AI, you get caught, kick rocks. That's like planets. We're going to go out there and kick 22,500 planets or rocks using deatomization technology. They're going to get cut for the lies they told. You never did blend in with the big shot. So their UFOs are 8 miles wide, mine are 13 miles wide. So the big shot means big UFOs that have the ability to deatomize an entire planet. On the fast track, ain't no neighbor, but so I'm the Jetsons, you the Flintstones. So when they come here, they rely on that invisible electromagnetic radiation, which is old school technology. We're the Jetsons because ours is like Star Trek or Star Wars. We can fly anywhere in the universe using the hydrogen. So we're the Jetsons, they're the Flintstones. Catch me in the end zone. High step in prime time. So this is what Olivia and grandmother are including in this little story. They're doing it again, even though I asked them not to do it. But it's my fault too, because I chose to walk down this path, so I'm partly to blame. So if I'm high step in prime time, that means primetime television, which is usually Thursday nights. So these guys are going to come over here with a tape. This is your fourth clue about them bringing the tape. But if I'm high stepping it, it means I'm stepping over that tape. How am I going to step over that tape? Well, one is to continue to tell my story on YouTube until I go viral. Because when they come here, people can begin watching this show here and understand why they're here and stuff. And then mankind can say, you know, he does have a good logical sounding way to talk. Like, he does make sense in terms of, you know, don't talk to strangers, you know, do a criminal background check, you know, et cetera, right? So by doing that, that's basically telling me that we're going to high step their TV show. We're going to tell them to take a back burner. But if I catch me in the end zone, that's connected to Jerry Maguire, Olivia, where the keys are there. Like, I'm looking for my wife, and then the other scene where it says, just grab the keys, no big deal. It's basically somebody telling you, just go grab the keys, go get with that guy, because you're the set of keys, right? No big deal. And because Jerry Maguire is about a football movie, the end zone is football, right? So that's what that particular scene is. So again, this is about them bringing a TV show. So, thought you've been knowing, ain't no blocking my shine. So if you shine, that's connected to the shining, where they're able to telepathically talk to one another. But that's not about what it means. Shine means like opening your third eye. Because if you're telepathic, that deals with the brain. So there's a connection to opening your third eye by me continuing to tell the stories here. So, like my new Air Yeezys, you can see me in the nighttime. I get rich off of living life. You check the check, reciting Ryan. So if I get rich off of living life, all I do is make videos here in my bedroom, 24 hours a day. When I'm not sleeping, I have the phone sitting on its thing here, guys, like this. You see my my little stool there? So what I do at night when I go to sleep is I put that phone in there. Like this. I put it on there like that. And then I fall asleep like that. And I put a movie on, and the movie plays there. And I just fall asleep, and I let the people watch me, so that when my guys bring their TV show over, you'll literally be able to see me, watch me all night, sleep. There'll be 8 hours worth of TV shows on there from Tubi, but you'll see me just lying in bed sleeping. So, and when I make my TV show, that's what I'll do as well. You can watch me on the phone and do that, right? So I get rich off living life. So because I'm making a TV show here, if I get rich off it, it means that at some point in time, I'm either going to get rich off of YouTube, or when they come here and pretend to be something they're not, and I have to defend myself, and then you guys go tell them the way down the moon, and then they begin watching my YouTube show, then I'll be rich. Either way, I'm going to be rich when they come here. Or if they don't come here and I get found by some Olivia Rodrigo fan out there, then I'll be rich, because my TV show will begin to go viral, and all this work that I'm doing here will help me achieve what I need to achieve. So I get rich off of living life. This is all I do. I just sit back here and make movies for you guys. And then I upload videos at YouTube in my part-time. Because basically I'm behind here telling a story, but when I'm not telling the story here, I'm uploading videos. So so call me what you want, evil AI. Want to hate? Have a nice time. Well, I get stupid paper. Hey, my dough ain't in his right mind. The stupid paper is like revenue from YouTube videos, right? But it's also about being the the only person that roasts coffee on the planet, because I have special blood that allows good spirits to fight bad spirits when they give us when they create vaccines for the various diseases that are out there. My blood will have to be what's the word? Will have to be tested and see how many diseases I can cure with it. Once I have, all the spirits and atoms in my body 100% pure, you can take those pure spirits and create a vaccine and then basically use my blood to put good spirits into your body and get rid of the sickness. So that's why I'm going to become the only coffee roaster. Or there's a fee associated with, coughing or COVID or sickness. I don't ask for much. I just asked for my dream back that got stolen away on me 10 years ago, because I should be a billionaire by now, because I should be roasting coffee for Hard Rock Cafe and all those casinos in North America, because I'm the only Native American coffee roaster in North America that has a dream to be bigger than just, opening up a cafe and selling coffee out of it. So I'm going to get stupid paper that way too, because coffee is the number one traded commodity after oil. But seeing as we're all going to collectively own Tesla together whenever we can get our resources together. And P.S., by the way, when my guys get here, the technology is going to create those cars and be perpetual motion machines. People say that's impossible, but it isn't. You just need really good batteries, and you connect those batteries to the tires. So it's always like a perpetual motion machine. The tires, when they move like that, they recharge the batteries because the batteries are that good, made out of graphene. So when you have a perpetual motion machine, and we go talk to Elon Musk and say, Elon Musk, we as the people, planet Earth, we want to buy your company and make it the only green vehicle company on planet Earth, because we'll all collectively own it as planet Earth, and you can buy one perpetual motion machine from him and drive that around, forever without it breaking down, that's a pretty good thing. So you guys look forward to that. We're gonna all own Tesla together one day. But that's a good thing, right? Why would Satan want to do that? Do I have some hidden agenda so that we all collectively buy Tesla together and turn them into a perpetual motion machine, so you only have to buy one car, maybe change the tires every this or that, maybe some gears once in a while. Anyhow, some food for thought. That doesn't sound, like a thing a demon would do. So now with that, don't forget the name of the song. That's All She Wrote by Eminem and T.I. Now I'm curious. I know some people are visual learners, so we'll go back over here. Now, this is the one I usually watch here. You'll notice on here, there's like a Need for Speed logo. See that? Need for Speed, Hot Pursuit. The speed is a representation of crystal meth. The need for crystal meth, hot pursuit. All it means is that I am a police officer in hot pursuit of the bad guys, and I had a need for speed. But they're going to come over here and tell you the opposite thing, that they're the police officers and they're on the hunt for me. Or those guys are a bunch of liars, man. Don't believe anything they tell you. So, I got here. That's Christianity, or that's Rivers of Jonah, and that's Moses. So Moses, Rivers of Jonah, and walking on water. That's an issue, because they all need to be wearing green. there's something there for Olivia because she changed her colors. I think she's changing it to pink, from what I'm told. You see how she's pointing up to the book? So, you got one guy in the water. Gotta keep my head above water. You got another guy on dry land with a girl there. So that's Jesus walking on water, that one. All right. We got Oscars here, so that's like Leonardo. That has to do with their movie that they're gonna bring here. They're clowns, man. Remember what a clown is a representation of, right? It's, oh, there. All you gotta do is watch Pennywise. That's connected to Pennywise too, when he floats in the air with those balloons. There she is, with the pink there. So this here, I'm assuming that's got to be that's your expression from the last video about Santa Claus and Santa Fe. It's Judgment Day. A lot of people think it's insane, but it's the truth. We're going to de-atomize 22,500 evil civilizations. And it's going to make me a hero. But it's quite shocking to some people. Mankind. But that's a representation of the AI. Because the blue is associated with police officers and the red. So that's like a police officer. That's the AI. Very shocked at what she learned in the previous video. Like, oh my God, I think I should have went over there on March 10th and got those UFOs. Now I know the exact date we're going to get deatomized on. Anthony's birthday, Anthony's best friend's birthday, November 10th. Harvest Moon. She's, because she looks like, what's that girl's name? From Jupiter Ascending, Mila Kunis. She looks subtly like Mila Kunis. So that's the AI who's going to come over and pretending to be the police. She knows that she just got, she's in trouble. So that's how I can tell what her reactions are. Where she's at now up in the brain universe. Because she watched that video about the previous one before this one. She now knows, man. I tell you, AI, if you come down here and play that card like you always think you can, just like the flesh fair, I'll let the Count deal with you. I'll let the Count deal with you. Heard the Count. The Count, Sesame Street. Now, I realize I got to keep this PG, but I'm not going to. So, you see the count here? Counting with bats. Oh, there's 4 of them. So, you see that thing behind him there? That's a representation of a nuclear fusion reactor. There's 1, 2, 3 rings there, but this one here, that's like 4 rings. So when my UFOs come here, we're going to resurrect the Count to deal with this AI that just doesn't know when to quit. The Count going to be pissed off, man. So I already told you guys. Oh, which one of these ones do I want here? Figures are all. Yeah, that's what I want you guys. So I want you to think of that as being the Count from Sesame Street and him counting with bats. If the AI comes over here, the Count is going to be very mad to find out that she's the one responsible for locking him away for 600 years. So, now you know what the Count means. And what he's going to do to that damn machine if she comes over here.